mile above sea level. It hangs a mere 80 feet above the canyon below, but for most people, 80 feet is high enough. It's called the swinging bridge because it's suspended between two towers that anchor it to either cliff. The original bridge, built in 1952, had wooden floorboards with joints between every board, allowing it to move back and forth in the wind quite a bit. The current bridge was rebuilt in 1999 using long sections of galvanized steel flooring. The new steel bridge is much less flexible and does not swing as much as the original wooden bridge. Although some who crossed the bridge in their childhood are reluctant to call it a swinging bridge any longer, it can certainly be called a singing bridge. When the wind blows between the steel bars that form the side of the bridge makes its own kind of music, as if someone were blowing on a harmonica. Even if you're a bit uncertain about heights, you can enjoy admiring the bridge from the top shop or parking lot as a feat of engineering, and the views from solid ground certainly won't disappoint. Some days you can see the skyline of Charlotte 80 miles to the southeast, and if you do venture across, remember, it's perfectly safe. When you approach the bridge, you may notice weather instruments attached to the top of the tower. Grandfather Mountain has been an official U.S. Weather Service reporting station since 1955. However, weather professionals have continually debated the accuracy of wind speeds gathered from the instrument's previous location on the roof of the original top shop. A wind gust of 200 miles per hour, recorded on January 24, 2006, brought the controversy to a head, and in response, professionals helped us find a better location. Since February 2007, the instruments have been gathering data from the top of the bridge, and wind speeds of over 120 miles per hour have been recorded on occasion. But you don't need to read an anemometer to recognize that the wind blows hard at the top of Grandfather Mountain. As you approach the swinging bridge, you'll see dozens of spruce fir trees with limbs that seem to be pointing toward the southeast. This phenomenon is called flagging or bannering, and is evidence that Grandfather's highest winds tend to come from the northwest. The mountain has seen record low temperatures of lower than negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit, while record high temperatures have still been in the low 80s. Once you've spent some time on or around the bridge and you're ready to make the trip back down the mountain, go to track 11 to continue the tour. Did you know that Grandfather Mountain and Grandfather Mountain State Park are two separate operations? Grandfather Mountain is a non-profit organization that sold 2,700 acres of its back country to the state of North Carolina in 2009. This sale ensured that the land would stay undeveloped and remain in its wild state forever. All so people like you can come, connect with nature, and leave inspired. Much of the land you saw from the top of Grandfather Mountain is part of Grandfather Mountain State Park. North Carolina State Park rangers maintain the trails. Speaking of the trails, Grandfather Mountain's interpretive rangers are available to answer questions or to lead guided hikes by appointment. Hiking in the state park can be quite challenging and is best suited for experienced hikers with proper equipment. As you continue down the mountain, go on to track 12. Now that you've experienced Grandfather Mountain, you can understand why it's important to make sure that the mountain is protected and accessible to visitors for future generations. Working toward that goal, the nonprofit Grandfather Mountain Stewardship Foundation was founded in 2009. All proceeds from ticket sales and souvenirs go to preserving and protecting the mountain as a pristine haven for wildlife, offering a wonder-filled experience to visitors and participating in research and education. You know what a special place it is. Please consider helping make sure it's preserved for future generations, so your children and grandchildren can connect with nature, experience Grandfather Mountain like you did today, and find inspiration here. Tell your friends and family about your visit. Encourage them to see it for themselves, or make a donation on your way out or at grandfather.com. Thank you. As you pass the cliffside overlook,